Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this series of videos relating to legal updates and what is going on around the legal field. These videos are going to be very helpful if you are appearing for any exams related to law, whether it's law entrance exam or any other exams. So yesterday there was a judgment given by Supreme Court of India with regard to contempt of court. So we are going to analyze this decision as well as I will tell you what all legislations, what all provisions may be important from the point of view of your exams. So let's begin with the video. It is Clampdown on citizens seeking COVID-19 help on social media. That means if someone is suffering from COVID-19 and someone is seeking help on social media, right? Using social media as a platform, if you are seeking help with regard to COVID-19, states should not try to put your voice down, right? So with regard to that, Supreme Court said that it would be considered as contempt of court. Let's look at the details. Amethi Police UP has filed a criminal case. All right, that's not a civil, but it's a criminal case which was being filed by Amethi Police UP against this person, Sashank Yadav, because he tweeted regarding need for an oxygen cylinder for his grandfather who was suffering from illness. Okay, so he in the tweet, he did not mention anything regarding COVID. He just mentioned need oxygen cylinder as soon as possible. He also tagged this actor, Sonu Sood, and he mentioned this thing. But he was accused of circulating rumor with social media to cause fear during this tough time of pandemic. All right, so it was considered that he is trying to spread rumor because his grandfather was not suffering from COVID-19 and he was undergoing treatment at a private hospital and there was no need for oxygen as such. So that was what basically police found out during investigation. So it was said that he is trying to spread rumors during this tough time and as a result, a criminal case was filed against him. But what was the illness? After investigation, after he tweeted, there were people who tried to call him, reach out to him, but he was not picking up call. And then later on, they came to know that his grandfather is no more. During investigation, police came to know that his grandfather did not have COVID-19, but he died of a heart attack at a private hospital in Durhapur and there was no need of oxygen as such. That is why it was considered that this is a rumor that he is trying to spread. And obviously, people are going to assume that the person is suffering from COVID-19 only if there is this kind of a request placed because of what is going on around us, right? There is oxygen crisis all around us. So people would assume that it's related to COVID-19 only. Now, case was filed under which provisions? We know about the situation, we know about what went on, but what all are the legal provisions that we should focus on? So this case was filed based on three different legislations. One is IPC, another one is Epidemic Diseases Act 1897, and last one is Disaster Management Act 2005. For IPC, we have three sections, 188, 269, 505, Clause 1, Clause B. For Epidemic Diseases Act, we have Section 3, and for Disaster Management Act, we have Section 54 that relates to punishment for false warning, right? If you are saying that there is like crisis, I need oxygen, that would create false warning amongst people, right? People would be concerned with regard to it, that is it like there is oxygen crisis in my state also or something like that. So these are the three different legislations under which the case was filed. So you can read all these different provisions and try to see what is given inside it. It may be useful for you. Now, the situation took place in UP only, right? The case was filed, investigation went on and all that stuff. Later on, the person was released after giving a warning also. Now, how did the matter went before Supreme Court? Actually, Supreme Court was hearing a suo motu case. What is suo motu case? It means when no one is going before Supreme Court and filing a case as such, but Supreme Court has taken up a matter by itself. Why? Because it considers the matter to be very important. So Supreme Court was hearing a suo motu case regarding COVID-19, considering the situation that is going on, they felt it necessary to take up this matter. Okay, so Supreme Court takes up a suo motu case regarding COVID-19 crisis, and this bench was headed by Justice D.I. Chandrachud, whom we know to be a very renowned justice, right? He is involved in so many landmark decisions, judgments as well. And he was assisted by senior advocates Jaideep Gupta and Meenakshi Arora, amicus curiae. Now it becomes very important for us to know who is an amicus curiae. Amicus curiae is like a friend of court who will give some assistance, who will give some help, provide some help to the Supreme Court. All right, so this bench was headed by D.Y. Chandrachud, and this was a suo motu case, which means no one approached the Supreme Court as such, but Supreme Court took up the matter by itself, considering its importance. Now, while hearing this matter, Supreme Court said that it would be contempt of court. What is contempt of court? Justice D. Chandrachud said that we do not want any clampdown of information. If someone is mentioning any information regarding requirement of bed, oxygen, and other stuff, the Supreme Court do not want that state government to try to suppress such information. We will treat it as contempt of court if such grievances is considered for action. That means if someone has tweeted or used other social media platforms to seek help or assistance regarding COVID-19 and state government tries to take action against those people or tries to suppress those information, it will be considered as contempt of court by Supreme Court of India. Let a strong message go to all the states and DGP of states. Clampdown of information is contrary to basic precepts, right? So they also clearly gave instructions to state governments as well as DGPs that it would be considered as contempt of court by Supreme Court of India in case, right? In case it is found that state governments are trying to suppress such information or take action against those people seeking help using social media as a platform. Now, because contempt of court is also being mentioned by Supreme Court of India, it becomes important for us to know regarding provisions relating to contempt of court of Supreme Court of India. So there are these two provisions. One is Constitution of India under Article 129. It mentions regarding jurisdiction of Supreme Court, right? What is jurisdiction? Basically extent of Supreme Court regarding what all matters Supreme Court is having power to take action. And it mentions that Supreme Court to be court of record. Supreme Court is a court of record. Whatever decisions are given by Supreme Court, those decisions, those judgments should be recorded for the purpose of further reference, right? You would see SCCs and AIR are being published in different volumes for each single year. Why? So that at a later stage also we can refer to all those judgments of Supreme Court, right? So it is called as court of record. So Supreme Court shall be a court of record. Its decisions would be recorded, kept on record for further reference, and shall have the powers of such a court, including power to punish for contempt of itself. That means Supreme Court is having power to punish any person, individual, organization, etc. for contempt of itself. If it feels that this action, this behavior of a person is a contempt of court, it can even punish for that. All right. So last year only it was in news, right? It was very much in news regarding the contempt of court case filed against Prashant Bhushan, right? When he was fined for ₹1. So that also would come under this only. That Article 129 of Constitution of India gives Supreme Court this power to file a case regarding contempt of court and also to punish for its contempt, right? But this is just a basic provision, right? Details are not being mentioned. What punishment will be provided? What is contempt of court? What are the different types of contempt of court? Those details are not being mentioned here. That is the reason why we have a separate legislation called Contempt of Courts Act 1971. So you can simply search Contempt of Court Act 1971 Bare Act. You should get the PDF copy. You can go through it. And this is the link of India Code website where also the PDF is available. All right. So this legislation provides in detail regarding power of Supreme Court with regard to contempt of court. If you look at that legislation, it provides for two different types of contempt. One is civil and another one is criminal contempt. What is civil contempt? It is defined under section 2B that it is like willful disobedience of any judgment, decree, direction, order, writ, or other process of court, or willful breach of an undertaking given to a court. Now, if Supreme Court has said that any clampdown with regard to COVID-19 help that citizens are seeking, it will be considered as contempt of court. So that will be a civil contempt. Why? Because court had passed an order, right? That state government should not try to suppress such information or should not take action against such people seeking help. Even after that, if a state government does so, it would be considered as civil contempt, right? Violation of this order or direction of Supreme Court. What is criminal contempt? It is defined under section 2C of the Contempt of Courts Act. What is criminal contempt? It is like publication of any matter or doing any of the act which may scandalize or tends to scandalize or lowers or tends to lower authority of the court, right? Like we saw that Prasan Bhushan two tweets for which a criminal case was filed. Why? Because it was considered as his tweets would try to lower authority of the court, right? So that was regarding criminal contempt of court. So this becomes very important for you to know regarding civil and criminal contempt. You can read the definitions from the Bare Act as well as you can go through this legislation to know about different types of punishments which may be provided, both in case of civil as well as criminal contempt of court, right? So considering this is in news so much last year also, this year also, you may get a question regarding this, right? Maybe it may be a blog post from some website, or it may be some article from editorial of a newspaper or some magazines, you never know. So it's always a good option to read the provisions and be familiar with what all sections are there, what all provisions are there. So during exam, it would not be very difficult for you, right? So with that, we are ending this video. If you have any suggestions with regard to videos that you want to see, you can let me know that in the comment section below. So until we meet next time, bye-bye.